Finally, I have the GoPro 9 and the GoPro Max, and we're doing an update to the video that I did over there showing you guys which one of these two GoPros is the right camera for you. And behind me you see Vail Ski Resort, and we're gonna actually take these out and do some action sports, snowboarding, and we're gonna compare the two 360 modes, high frame rates, higher resolution, lower resolution, which one actually is the one that you need to buy. For this side-by-side, I have this cool little gizmo. I'm gonna set both cameras up right next to each other, and in the corner of the screen, I will tell you which one is which. So if you're ever wondering which one it is, if it's a full frame, just look for that little logo for that camera. Things you might notice as I'm doing a side-by-side early in this video is that the GoPro 9 is cropped in quite a bit closer, and that's because I have it with the regular lens on and I have it in linear with horizon lock on. That is the only mode with the regular lens on that you can get that horizon lock. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm doing now is turning the camera back and forth. As you can watch my hand, that is what the camera is actually doing on both of them. And you notice on the GoPro 9, it's fine until you get past a certain point, like so. And then it messes up, and as I continue to turn the Max all the way upside down and in a complete full circle, it locks in. You can get that same feature with the GoPro 9, but you have to buy an external lens mod, which is called the Max lens mod, and I've done a video on that right there. It is an absolutely awesome little feature that you can get as long as you don't want to film in 4K and 5K. When you're using that mod on the GoPro 9, it limits you to 2.7 at 60 frames a second, so you lose out on some of the features on the 9 that I think separate it from the GoPro Max. So far you're watching everything in what's called Hero mode on the GoPro Max. It uses one of the two lenses and makes it work pretty much just like a standard GoPro, or in this case the GoPro 9. As you can probably tell, the field of view is now similar in the two. It might be a little wider still on the GoPro Max in Hero mode, and that is one of the big pluses for the GoPro Max. If you did buy the Max lens mod, you do get a Max view on the 9, which is just a little bit closer to the Max view on the GoPro Max. One of the things I like about the Burton step-ons, without the lift, just keep rolling, put your foot in and keep going. Heading over to chair 26. This is like riding on a big sheet of ice. Hopefully the sun gets out, warms this stuff up pretty quick and turns it into slush. That is the worst part about late season skiing, is how icy everything is first thing in the mornings. Both of these cameras have time-lapse, time warp, still photos, as well as quite a few other features. What the GoPro 9 really has versus the Max is you're gonna get a higher frame rate. You can do 120 frames a second, 240 frames a second in 1080. There is another thing I like about the GoPro 9, which I'll show you later, to do with audio. So make sure you stay tuned till later in this video when I can explain that a little more thoroughly. Now in the GoPro Max, you're only getting 1080 in this single lens mode, but you can do 60 frames a second, so you can get a little bit of a slowed down frame rate. Everything I've been filming so far has been in 1080 at 60 frames a second in both cameras. In this video, I want to go ahead and make sure to show you the benefits of each camera instead of just comparing the Hero mode versus the 9 like I did in that other video that's linked in the description below. These conditions absolutely sort of suck right now. Oh my God, it's like straight up rock. Like I can't even make a dent in the corduroy. It's just a rock, man. Falling on this would suck. You really can't beat the views from the top of the mountain. What we're gonna test right now that the snow has softened up a bit is we're gonna test the audio as I'm moving. Now the GoPro 9 is at an advantage because it does have a wind slayer on it. If you are not familiar with what that is, it is a sponge that covers the entire camera, which helps block wind noise. Now with the GoPro Max, you really can't use a wind slayer on it because it sticks up just far enough that in a 360 mode you would see that in all the shots and it would ruin your shots. But the auto wind cancellation in the GoPro Max is actually pretty damn good, so let's check it out. This pole is about 4 feet from me. I'm gonna speak pretty loud as I'm cruising down here. With the auto wind cancellation is on both of them. However, we do have that foam sponge on the GoPro 9. So you tell me, can you actually hear me talking in either one of these? Because I have no idea. I'm probably going 35, 40 miles per hour. So you tell me, can you actually hear me talking in either one of these? Because I have no idea. I'm probably going 35, 40 miles per hour. And that causes quite a bit of wind. Now this is the perfect time to get into another test with a side-by-side. How stable are these two cameras? Keep in mind they're both at max view, which is what you want when you're filming action on yourself at least. Now this is still pretty hard. It's soft if you push on it a little bit, but it's still a pretty hard snow. So what that means is we're gonna go down this and it's gonna be very, very bumpy. Really hard to turn because it grabs the board. Not fluffy enough. This stuff's great when there's fresh snow. The late season, it sucks. So when I'm doing these quick turns and the camera moves, either one of these seems to be staying more stable than the other. It's like concrete. Ah! All right, you tell me. Is the GoPro 9 more stable than the GoPro Max? I'm gonna put this away, head down to that lift and go up and find something that's a little softer snow. Whew. If you need 4K, 5K, 120 or 240 frames a second, then the GoPro 9 is the camera for you. There's not even a need to watch into the pluses and minuses of both of these cameras. Just go ahead and go pick yourself up a GoPro 9 right now. There's a link in the description below. You can pick one up off of Amazon. What you'll get out of your camera right out of the box is what you're seeing so far in this video. But if you don't care about 4K, 5K, and you do most of your filming and editing in 1080, then strongly consider the GoPro Max because it does 1080, 60 in hero mode, and you get that 360 function, which lets you put together things without the pole in it, even wider field of views that you can't get with either of the camera, no matter what mod you put on the GoPro 9. And you get stuff that just looks like this. Wasn't that something? I'm telling you, you just can't get those kind of shots without a form of a 360 camera. They are pretty revolutionary, and I gotta tell you, I'm also working on a video with just the GoPro Max against the Insta360 One X2. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, that'd be a great time to hit that subscribe button, click the bell notification, so when I get this video filmed, edited, and up on the channel, you can go check it out because both are amazing cameras and have their pros and cons. Now this next bit of video that you're watching is going to be putting the GoPro 9 in 120 frames a second and at some points 240 frames a second, and the GoPro footage on the Max that you'll be seeing is only 60 frames per second. I am going to slow down all this footage, make a little montage, and show you what you can get with the GoPro 9 and what you get with the GoPro Max as far as high frame rates go. Remember, there's going to be a little thing in the corner of the screen for every video you see, knowing which camera is which, in case you get confused. Here's a slow down with me talking. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but it's probably sounding pretty weird. Now something I have to talk about before this video is over is battery life. I expected the GoPro 9 battery to actually last longer than the GoPro Max battery, but at this time, right this second, both batteries are at 31%. Both of these batteries have lasted the exact amount of time. So if you are looking to get either of these cameras, I would still pick up an extra battery or two. Be aware that on a day that's not freezing, you're gonna get a pretty good battery life out of either one of these cameras. I do recommend using the official GoPro brand batteries because in the past I have actually used generic batteries with my GoPro 7, and I have found that a lot of times generic batteries will cause issues with the way that the camera films. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for more videos about GoPros, 360 cameras, Insta360s, make sure you've searched around on my channel. If you're on a desktop, you can actually go up to the search bar when you're on my main page and type in GoPro, type in 360, and you'll get a whole slew of videos I've made in the past. Check those videos out and share them if you like. Sharing actually helps the channel more than almost anything else you can do. Sharing is caring, as I always say. Now in this video, I just went over some of the basic features and frame rates and resolutions that both of these cameras offer, and I hope that this has helped you understand which one is the right camera for you with whatever activity you need it for, whether it's for some kind of extreme sport, some light sports, or even just the perfect little family vlogging camera to go to Disneyland with. I appreciate everybody who has stayed through the end of this video. That also helps in the almighty YouTube algorithm. If you guys are interested in any of these cameras or any of the gear that I use, check the description as I do have a list of all the gear that I use to make these videos. Thanks again everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Now how do I hand both of these? Whew, yep, that's a powder day. Gotta carry your speed through this shit.